Welcome to Montana and front porch prospecting, I guess you'd call it. Today we are going to be testing out the Drop Riffle sluice box mat that I made out of silicone caulk using Legos. I know, as crazy as it sounds, I think it's going to work. And I hope I'm not eating my words at the end of this video. But let's take a look at them real quick. Just turned the water on, put a little dirt in. I think I got them about where I want them. Look at all them holes in there. All the way down. I went ahead and finished them off. It took about 14 tubes of caulk, but they sure look good, and I hope they work as good as they look. So what I've got here is, this is a whole tube of Home Depot tube sand, and we're going to add some gold to that. We are going to add 1.830 grams of gold to that, of every kind of mesh you could think of, a couple little nuggets, and all the way down. Okay, let's go ahead and add in this gold. I'll put a nugget and some fines in one bucket and the rest in another bucket. And we'll stir it all up. And the Home Depot sand might have some gold in it. But we'll find out when we weigh it up and clean this all out. I'm going to try and make this video not real long, but I want to do a thorough job and make sure I get it right. Okay, got that in there. I'll take you over my setup here. Don't mind this too much. If you watch my other videos, you know I use this bucket a lot. For my trommel, wash plant, high banker. This bucket here is for my automatic sluice box feeder. So I'm just using it as a water supply. It was easy. These mats are quite thick. So let's go ahead. 2,000 gallon hour pump. What else? This should be about it. So let's get this thing fired up and see what it looks like. Alright, let's see what's going to happen. Oh, looks good. The rock's moving down. Give you a close-up of it. All them little tiny holes in there, I think, are going to catch some gold. Okay, I've been running for a little bit now. What I'm noticing is gold. I hope this camera will pick it up, but there's gold right up here in these first line of dots. One down here in the trough, one right here. That's a really good sign. It's just sitting right in there. Well, before this water gets too dirty, we're almost done with one of those buckets. There's one of those gold nuggets I put in there. Again, I'm seeing all kinds of gold up in the top here. We're not holding a lot of material. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know if I'm just too steep, but we're not holding a ton. I guess that's not bad. And there's the other gold nugget sitting right on top of the mat there. It slid down there somewhere. So I can see one gold nugget for sure. Water's just getting too dirty, but we finished up the one bucket. We're going on the second bucket. Things are looking good. Okay, when I clean this up, I think I'll take it apart in sections so we can see where the gold is. I think that'll be the best plan of attack. Alright, we just got done running there's 2 buckets of dirt. One thing I'm going to show you first is they're made with silicone and Dawn dish soap, so I didn't have to worry about any of my gold floating out for sure. We got a few suds in the tub. But wait a minute, I got to show you this. This is cool. So, did they work? I don't know how well yet. There's one nugget, but look down in those pockets. You see the gold down in there? Where it's cleaned out? There's the other nugget right there. Piece of gold right here. One right here. So I see quite a bit in the top of the mat. I don't see any down here, but that doesn't mean anything. So what I'm going to do to clean this up, just so we can tell where the gold is and how well the mat worked, I'm going to do this by sections. I only glued the tops together, so I'm actually going to cut these, take them out section, or probably 2 sections at a time, and clean it out and see where the gold ends up. Then we'll weigh the gold again, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on what I think about these. I got my ideas, but anyway, let's get this thing cleaned out. First off, before we do that, oh, there's all kinds of gold in there too, right in here. Anyway, I'm going to run in the house. This gold's not going anywhere. Get my feet warm and my hands warm, and then I'll be back and we'll clean this thing out. I'm going to try and do 2 sections at a time. So all I need to do is where I siliconed them together. Of course, if these things work out, I won't be doing this every time. But let's slide this out. Right in the bottom 2 sections, there are 1, 2, 3, 5 little fly. I don't know if that's bad. We'll see. I'm not going to know until we continue on up the mat. So we'll do the next section. In the next 2 sections, which takes us about halfway up the sluice, I'm counting 20, 25 little pieces in there. So we will move on to the next one. This is a good sign. There we go. That is in next to the last 2 mats. So we've got 1 mat left. So in the very last mat, look at that. I'm not done cleaning it out yet, but I wanted to show it. I'm going to have to suck some of that up to get all the black sand out. But rock on, man, that thing, all in the top mat. That's what was in there. Okay, the moment of truth has arrived. We're going to zero this thing out. There we go. It's a 0. And we'll put the gold on. Bam! We started with 1.830, and there was some gold in that tube sand, and we got the gold 1.855. Well, that was amazing. Gee, I mean, I bet 80% of that gold was in the very top mat. How do I put this? These things are, they're not slick. It's like almost the gold is almost sticks to it. I mean, it's not sticky, but I wish I could explain it, or I wish you could feel it. But things don't want to slide on this. And I'm thinking that's really helping the gold stay in. And this opens the door to all kinds of possibilities. Whatever your imagination can come up with, some tubes of caulk, and whatever design you want to come up with. Dang, that was pretty cool. I couldn't be happier. And you know, I also think that these are stiff enough that you could run these through a high banker without any problems. I'm running 2,000 gallons an hour. I still think I was a little too steep, which I could have evened it out a little bit more, but dang, they work good. And I don't see them collapsing. I think they're going to hold up well. That's just my thoughts at this point, but for a first run, dang. So I think on my next video, I think I'm going to try and run some of that beach sand through here. It may not catch it all. Well, I know any sluice probably wouldn't catch it all. I'll keep working on these. The other thing is you can cut these just a little bit oversized to your sluice box, and they just fit and suck right in there. You don't lose hardly anything down the sides because Gorilla Tape won't stick to them. I'm thinking once I get these glued together permanently, I think I'll use a big miner's tray to clean them out instead of trying to roll them up. They're pretty thick and they're pretty heavy, but they ain't going to move around in your sluice box, that's for dang sure. Anyway, I'll be back in a few days running some of that beach sand. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like button. Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you next time. Bye now.